All right, so we got the pipe in the drain the way we needed to be. We actually brought it up a little bit because we felt like it was buried a little too deep, and we also wanted it to have a slope to it. So we basically shoveled in some dirt to get a slope that would allow all the water to drain into the creek. This is going to be a one and done situation, guys. This place is tore up again, and I want it to be back together and for good. So we're going to just try to measure out where we would want our water to, how high we would want the water to come into the creek. Yeah, I think that's good because we wanted it a little bit more filled from what we actually have now, right? Yeah.
Should go up here,
Huh?
Well, it depends on when we grade this out, how high we're gonna, how low we're gonna take it. But according to that, it looks like we could probably bring it up a little bit if you want. Like that.
That's good. Basically where our pipe is, that's where the drain is going to start. So as you can tell, it has a little ways for it to be able to rise. And we do get a constant water flow down this mountain here on this rock. Right now, things are draining in different sections because we were able to go up there and dig a channel up there to try and help with some of the drainage. So it's not draining as heavily as it was now, but once we pull the plug up there, it's all going to come crashing down. So we do want this to be able to contain somewhat of a level of water, and then once it gets to the pipe level, that water would then start to drain out into the creek, and that's exactly what we want.
Would you slide these together? We're supposed to glue.
So we have the cross section here done. We had to basically, both of us, manhandle this thing to get this in here, and we basically threw some dirt on it so it can stay in place. We're gonna actually have to extend the end too so it goes out into the creek, which is not my favorite part because I had to get really down and dirty to get this one together. But we pretty much have it in place so where we would need it to be, and then it would just take the Mini X taking back over it and putting the dirt back on there and packing it down. So Eric is basically just putting that dirt right back over the pipe and trying to create our roadway again, because as you guys can see, we have a big mess here. So now that we have this drain in, we can actually work on our roadway once and for all. And that was going to be one of the best days for me because I really want to see this place come together, guys. We've been working on this place ever since we got it. There was so much cleaning and clearing and so much things to just get done. And now that we're back at a point where we are just moving along and we have things getting cleared out the way and things are now getting fixed instead of being dug up and tore up, this is a really good part of the property. I just want to take this moment to just be happy with what's going on with the progress we're making. If you were with us in the beginning, you knew that the Mini X basically got stuck in this area, how wet it was, and now we have this great solution. We're now forming the pond out and just getting all this dirt back in its place. And this is an amazing day for me, guys. So I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done, but we have way more drainage issues to take care of. For instance, we bought some basically railroad sides, or I would say guardrails from the highway, and that's going to be used to basically direct some water from that midsection down into the pond, and then all the way up at the top of the mountain where you see all that clearing going on. We're definitely going to have to put in drainage up there, because all of that water was running from up there down this roadway and into the creek or the pond. So we're just going to route direct all of that water. And it starts with this, guys. This is the beginning and the first part of the drainage, and I can't wait to get to the rest of it so I can make this video and get it out for you guys. For anyone that may have drainage issues, whether it's a mountain property or, guys, flat Florida like I normally say where we're from, you can use some of these tips and tricks, and hopefully this helps someone. We were very, very depressed when we first got the property and had our first dose of real rain for like 2 days, and we came here and we met a soggy property. We could barely walk. Our cars were getting stuck. All of our machines were getting stuck. And then finally we started getting solutions. We started researching. You guys started helping and putting in the comments what we could do. So this is where we're at, and we're just paying it forward, and we want to show you guys what we did so it can help somebody. Of course, we always take not the cheapest but the easiest way out. We do more DIY stuff, and I caution you guys, we're not professionals, but we get the job done. We do a lot of research. We try to figure out what we can do to get our property to the next level, and this is just one thing that's checked off of our list. So I hope this helps someone, and it definitely helped us, and we're gonna move on and just keep putting drains until we have no more water draining down on the roadway. So guys, that is pretty much how easy it is to do things with a Mini X. Just a second ago, I was like, what the heck? This is day one at the property again. But just like that, Eric was able to bring that dirt right back over and create our roadway again. So we are back working on our drains, and this is always a task for us, just because in the mountains, of course, we have like red clay as dirt, and it's always just so prone to getting wet and mushy. And because we have this kind of makeshift pond here already where our stream is coming down into, it has this ground kind of wet, and Eric's, you know, getting a little stuck, and we're picking up way more dirt and making way more mess than we wanted to. But the previous owner kind of had, I don't know what kind of water holding section here, and we need to rip this out because we're gonna put some drainage pipe down into the road and bury it again, and then that will go down into the pond that we have at the bottom, which already drains out into the creek. So it's just basically shuffling water from one section to the next. I cannot stress enough to you that if you are going to get into mountain property, you definitely are going to have some drainage issues, just because what goes up must come down, and all the water comes down to the bottom. We happen to have a very unique property where we have kind of a valley at the bottom, and we have the mountain at the top. So we're blessed and cursed in the same sense. So we're gonna take out the old piping that was the old drain, and that's this pipe directly in front of me, and we're going to kind of channel our drain a little bit more angled, and we kind of want to position it right between those trees because we have a really cool rock feature that is down at the bottom of the pond, and we kind of want that water to just kind of run over that and make it look like a natural waterfall. So Eric is basically just digging away right now. We need to get this deep enough that we can bury our drain pipes, and this is just where we're at in the property, and I'm actually happy, guys, to be moving on to back up the mountain, because we were down at the bridge for so long and we were down doing the pond for so long that we're kind of halfway back up the mountain again. So Eric's just in the middle of digging away, and the Mini X is wanting to cut off every couple minutes, and it's really not allowing us to get any work done today. But we're gonna kind of mess around with that and just see what the issues are. Like I said, we've had a lot of rain. It's been really cold some days, and we haven't been using it a lot. So we're gonna try and do some quick maintenance on it and do some quick testing to see if we can find the issue, because this thing is definitely like our work baby. She does everything for us. We have gotten this far on the property just because we have this Mini X. So we're gonna just take some time and give her some love and attention, and we'll continue with what we're doing. We're really hoping that we do get it back up and running today to where it can finish this task, because we have literally a giant hole in the middle of our driveway. God forbid it rains and just washes all this dirt away and, you know, kind of puddle up. So we really don't need that today. We really need to get this Mini X working so we can get that pipe in there and get this closed back up. We also have our side-by-side on the other side of this, so we're hoping that we get this figured out so we're able to drive back on the other side. So I'm gonna go see if Eric needs my help, and we'll see if we can get this thing back up running. We did a little research on the Mini X and added some hydraulic fluid. We're not 100% sure that was the reasoning, but we got this thing back running, and we're just gonna hit the highway running with it so we can try to get as much work as we can get done while we have it running. So just back to digging our trench. We're gonna try to drop our pipe inside real quick and get this thing closed back up and try to pack our dirt back down over it, just so we can avoid the machine possibly breaking down on us again. For now, we have it up and running, and we're just gonna try to do what we can while we have it working. Whoa. That was a cool move. Guys, Eric is showing off right now with his machine and just doing all his little acrobatic moves. All right, guys, we have the trench dug, and there was literally a struggle with this Mini X today, guys. We've been on and off, but we have made it through, and at least we got the trench dug deep enough for us to be able to insert our drain pipe. So this is what we're using, the same pipes that we use down at the bottom, double-walled drain pipes, and we're just going to drop that in there, and like we said, it is going to drain the water from here, which comes up from the top of the mountain by the springs, and that water is going to puddle in this section and is going to drain underneath the roadway down into the pond that we have below, and then that will drain under that driveway into the creek. So there is a lot of shuffling around of water. There's a lot of redirecting, but trust me, it is very necessary in the mountains. I'm out of breath because we just had a heck of a time getting this one in, just because it's really longer than I thought it was going to be, and it was definitely a two-man job, but we got it in there, and now it's just us trying to level it out and get some dirt packed underneath it to be able to create kind of a slope so that water can drain out perfectly. And then we'll get back in the Mini X and we will bury this thing and try to pack it down best we could. But yeah, we got it done, guys. This was our task for today, and as cold as it is, even though the sun is out, we were able to get this thing in there. So pretty much all we did was dug our trench and be careful, babe. And we were able to attach two of them together. That's kind of how they weave in. It's kind of just made and created like that with these grooves that can allow multiple ones to be attached together. So we have a small attachment right here, and we did a lot of research on this, and this was the best option for our property and also our budget and just the manpower that we have, and we're confident that this is going to work. And after talking to a lot of property owners and homeowners out here in the mountains, we got a lot of advice on what materials to use and how we should go about doing everything. So yeah, we're glad to be getting drainage down. So we have a couple more drain systems to do. We have one at the top of the mountain that we're going to do, and then we also have these guardrails that we got that a lot of people in the mountains they use to help to redirect water into different areas. So I'm excited to see that work. We were surprised to see that that was a thing, and we went and got some guardrails, and Eric got them cut down, and we're gonna put them basically across the roadway to redirect water. So we're just going in and closing the pipe back in and trying to get our roadway back into a roadway and not this hollow hole that we created in here. That, guys, this took a lot more than we actually expected, because the Mini X was going out on us today and we had to actually hand shovel a lot of this, and you are to expect the unexpected and be able to roll with the punches and keep things moving, even if your trusted machines give out on you. So we're just thanking God we were blessed with two hands and we're able to continue on and not let the day waste away. But every few minutes we basically get the Mini X to start up again and we're able to keep working. So we're just hoping it gets the job done this time and we can move on to another project. So it's pretty much been the same procedure for the bottom pipe and the top pipe. You dig a hole, you drop the pipe, and you cover it back up. So, and then you try to pack it back down so it's a roadway again. It's not really exciting, but we thought that we should show you guys just in case someone might be going through the same struggles as us. Can you guys believe that that was just like a burial site a second ago? We just had this thing all opened up. That is the beauty of having a Mini X too, that 1 second you can have like the biggest hole, and another second you could just drive right over it and it closes it up. So I do encourage you guys not to go out there and purchase a Mini X if it's not affordable, but these things are available for rent anywhere that they have big machineries, and it will make your day so much better and so much faster. So it's not perfect because this is not, you know, the end of the road for us. This is not where the road's gonna end. We're gonna of course have to do some kind of driveway for our guests, But we have closed that hole back up. We have our drains in, and you know, the ground's a little wet and pretty mushy, so we're not able to really build up our wall and just get the pond, the side walls as high as we want to. But we do have that kind of cased in, and I think we're at water level now. So we basically have the water reaching to the pipe. I can see it going in. I'm gonna check on the other side and see if we have water draining out. Now, this just started. As you can see, it's like barely just getting there. So I'm gonna check the other side. But this turned out pretty good. The road is pretty flat and packed. Eric went over it a few times with the Mini X, and this is where it is going to come out at. Oh, and we got some drainage, guys. So we already have that pipe draining, so we know we did something right because the water is now coming out on the other side. So I'm just really proud of us, guys. We just do our internet research and we just talk to as many people as we can. And the Mini X kind of gave up on us for a little bit. We've been working that thing really hard and we have to kind of give it some maintenance. So Eric's just pulling out the big guns and trying to rake some of that dirt to where we want it to go. Yeah, that's pretty much what we got accomplished today, and I'm really happy because, like I said, guys, we have been working on the bridge, we've been out buying materials, we've been doing research, and we haven't really been here doing that much work. So I'm really glad that we got this done today. We can actually feel like we accomplished something, and to see that water pouring out like that is just amazing, because we know that we got that those two pipes, we got them in really tight together, and that it is buried deep enough and it's doing its job.